Hello and welcome to another episode of SqEngineering. I'm Sprutis, and in today's episode we are continuing with the fuel tank from my friend and also the front fender that I painted yellow in the last episode. So the plan is to sand the surface. I will just use a Scotch-Brite, apply the decals and then clear coat everything so that he can pick it up in a few days. The yellow color does not really match what he was after, and they did shoot it, so they sort of measured it, and but he is okay with that, and it's a race bike, so it's fine. So let's get to work. And here we have the material I will be using. Devil Biss FLG 5 paint gun. We have normal paint thinner for cleaning tools and paint gun. Silicone remover, which I would be using first on the parts now, since there is a bit of dust on them, and I'm not sure what kind of dust it is. So while sanding it, I don't want to push that material into the paint, so I will use this first, sand, and then this, then decals, and then the clear coat. And this time we're using the Troton Master C108. We have some thinner for that as well. We have a fine Scotch pad, pressure regulator, mixing cup, mixing stick, and hardener. And here we have the decals. There are 4 Yamaha, but I would only be using 2 of them, one on each side of the fuel tank. I think we will have one big on top of the fuel tank, and then one big on the front fender. Not sure if these will be used. So here we have the fuel tank, and as you can see, there is a small layer of dust and other particles. The surface turned out better on the front fender, but hopefully that won't be a problem after the clear coat. But first off, silicone remover to wipe it clean. Scuff the entire surface with the Scotch-Brite. Wipe it clean again. Measure out where the decals will end up. We'll have one Yamaha here, one of those bigger triangles up here, and then I think it's the bigger triangle here, and then of course Yamaha on the other side. So if I had my laser I could have put it up so that this would then show me a line, and then I could just flip it, and I think I would be able to measure it with the help of a bit of masking tape, so it should be fine. And also I think I would look at it for a bit before I actually apply them. So let's get to cleaning. And of course I made a tiny mistake right away. Before using the silicone remover, I should use a tack rag which would lift all the particles, and then we just use that for the final cleaning. So this one I haven't done, so I will get the tack rag and do it again. So with the surface as clean as I can get it, I will now start scuffing the surface, and the only target I have here is to make it matte, so no shininess left. So I've just sanded both pieces, used the first compressed air to blow off any sanding dust, then the tack rag, and then finally silicone remover. So I will now try and position the decals. The reason why it's shiny now is because of the silicone remover, and for anyone wondering why I didn't wet sand these, which would remove some of the defects. The reason for that is in case I try to flatten the defects which are in the surface below the paint, I have a high risk of sanding through the color, which I don't want to do. And again, this is a race bike, so some defects are okay. So let's move on with the decals. So off camera I've done a bit of positioning, and I think I'm happy. Only problem, well, only. So I think I need to go mostly by visuals. If we look at this one, the rear, this one is sort of flatter and this one is more rounded. So that makes it a little bit problematic. But if we try and look at the top, I think I have found it quite well. And for this one, so I'm using this mount as a reference. So these two holes will align with the pointy end of this triangle. And by looking at the pictures, it should end sort of in this area. So this little ditch is the decal is going down into that and then up, so we'll see how that goes. I'm quite happy with how the Yamaha text is on this side. So currently we see the shadow line following this, and I've aligned it so that this edge goes on the right hand side of the A, and then we also have this distance as a reference. It's a bit hard to see on the other side, so I will need to turn the tank around. But yeah, I think this is the way to go. So I made a few positioning marks on all decals. I tried lifting the separate the transfer paper and the other one, and the decal is coming with the transfer paper, so that will make it easier for the Yamaha, since these are individual letters. So I will attempt to get the decals on. So that's the first one installed. I hope the owner would be happy. The decals are on, so now it's time to clear coat. Since I don't have a camera guy, I couldn't really film as much as I wanted. The clear coat, of course, in combination with the other paint gun, is coming out a lot different than the paint and the primer. But so I did get a few runs on the front fender. So I sort of had to push them out. So it looks okay now. It looks like I've been more lucky with the fuel tank. So let's see how they came out. So fuel tank. We do have a little bit of orange peel. But I'm quite happy with this. So you see my reflection. So here you see a bit of orange peel. It's not as heavy as I usually do it, so the room to wet sand is a little bit tighter, but also since we have the decals which are poking out, I don't think it's such a good idea to wet sand this too much. I mean, all the edges are a possibility to go through the clear coat. I really like how this sticker came out, since it's going down in this ditch for the mount. So yeah, I'm happy with that one. The front fender, it's looking quite okay. I did get a little bit of a drip here. I also had some odd particles in it, which seems to have moved out. But here I had a bigger run, so I had to push it down along this edge. So hopefully he will be happy with this. I'm not sure if I will be getting any pictures of these installed before I release this episode, but in case I do, I will leave those after this outro. So overall I'm happy with the result. The paint booth room I'm using for painting is not optimal. The washing area in the old garage was better, since I could have running water, which took away dirt particles but also paint particles. So yeah, for me this project is done. I will hand it over in a few days. Hopefully I won't damage these when I take them out, because they can't stay in here. So thank you very much for watching. Please comment, like and subscribe. Stay safe, take care, bye bye.